Hi, loves. Welcome back to Amy's View Unscripted. I'm Amy. On Fridays, Life in Motion is where we pause to talk about what really keeps life moving: self love and growth. Because when we take care of ourselves, when we nurture that inner foundation, we make room to expand, to rise, and to move forward. And part of that growth, part of truly living, is connection. Connection with ourselves, yes, but also with each other and with the earth that holds us. This week, we're turning toward that very thing, something that feels both timeless and urgent: human connection. We live in a world where it's easier than ever to speak, but harder than ever to feel truly heard. That's what I want to sit with today: connection in a disconnected world. Because the truth is, we ache for each other, even if we don't admit it, even if we numb it with noise. We ache to be seen, to be valued, to be held as fully human. And I'll be honest with you, I'm just really sad that people have overcomplicated things. Life has its nuances, sure, but strip it all back, and what did our ancestors care about? What is life really about? It's simple: caring for one another in kindness, love, and respect, and caring for the earth, our home. It really was meant to be that easy. When was the last time you felt the world was simple? Maybe when you were a child and all that mattered was love and play? Or maybe a quiet moment recently when someone surprised you with kindness? Hold that memory for a moment. That's the feeling I'm talking about. And here's the deeper truth: we are wired for this. Humans are biologically social creatures. Even my introverts, yes, the ones who recharge alone, still need connection. We are born to look for faces, for touch, for rhythm in voices. We survive because of each other. And it doesn't stop with us. Look at the earth itself. Lungs and trees mirror each other, both breathing, one inside us and one surrounding us. Rivers branch like veins. Lightning forks like neurons. The world reflects us, and we reflect the world. We were never meant to live cut off. We are connected to one another and to the planet that sustains us. And yet, here we are, tangled in a world of endless connection that somehow leaves us lonelier than ever. All of us feel it. From teenagers on TikTok to grandparents scrolling Facebook, professionals glued to their inbox, everyone just searching for more. We scroll, we like, we comment, but so often we don't feel seen. At night, when the glow of the screen goes dark and silence sets in a crowded restaurant, when couples sit side by side but worlds apart, in the moments when we most need someone but no one looks up. Bedrooms lit by phones, offices filled with chatter but not connection. Everywhere, really. Have you ever heard of the dead internet theory? The idea that so much of what we see online isn't even real? That we're surrounded by bots, by noise, by shadows that look like people but aren't? And even when we are connecting with real people, so often we only see fragments: a sentence without its story, a picture without its context, a version of someone, not the wholeness of who they really are. And what happens then? We reduce each other to pieces. We lose the richness of full humanity. When we only connect to fragments, what we like or what we dislike, we miss the fullness. We miss the heartbeat of another human being. And that's not connection, that's consumption. And maybe you felt this, asking yourself, how can I feel so alone when I'm always connected? If that's you, you are not broken. You are human. Because real connection doesn't come from scrolling, it comes from being seen. And that's part of why I decided to create this channel, to put a human voice in a digital desert, to urge each other toward human connection. And while that might seem ironic, seeing as how I'm on this side of your screen, I still have a heart to help build bridges over voids and gaps, and maybe to even inlay a compass into those bridges that points us back towards humanity. To truly connect again, we need to look at the full picture, not just the convenient pieces, but the whole story, the whole person. So, how do we get back? I believe that we move forward by reflecting backward, by remembering what matters, by returning to the values of kindness, respect, and love. And let me say this clearly, it's not too late. It's never too late. The question becomes, did you move in love? Did your actions create peace in the places you touched? And if you're wondering where to even begin, let me place something simple in your hands. Something you've probably known since childhood, but maybe haven't thought of this way before. The who, what, when, where, and why. We're first taught those 5 little words as the building blocks of telling a story. But isn't life itself a story? Your story, our story. And if they can shape a story, they can shape a life. Who do you want to be in people's memory? What legacy do you want to leave in the spaces around you? When was the last time you felt proud of the love you gave? Where in your life are you holding back? Where could more love flow? Why not begin again? Right here, right now. Let those questions be a compass, because every day gives us another chance to align with love, to tell our life story with meaning. Think about yesterday. Think about today. Did your words leave people lighter or heavier? Did your presence calm or unsettle? These are the questions that shape a life. That's what lasts. That's what echoes. That's what heals. Not so long ago, I remember a conversation with a friend who told me they felt helpless with the state of the world, which I can't blame anybody for. And I said, don't carry the weight of what you can't reach. Feel it, yes. Acknowledge it. Let your heart ache with empathy, but don't let it collapse you. Because what you can do is tend to the spaces right around you, the people you love, the ground beneath your feet, the moments you step into every day. Make those places kinder, softer, more full of love. And here's the beauty in that. When each of us does that, when we pour our light into the places we can reach, it begins to spill outward. A mother softens in her home. A neighbor greets another on the sidewalk. A stranger chooses patience instead of anger. Quietly, it grows. Powerfully, it expands. The world does not heal in one sweeping moment. It heals in thousands of unseen ones. And together, they reach further than any of us can alone. The world can heal. We can help simply by lighting the space we're standing in. So if you feel helpless, know this: you are not powerless. Every time you choose kindness, you are shaping the world. Every time you pause to breathe before speaking, you are healing something in the air. Every time you make a corner of your life more loving, you are pushing back the darkness. So, what does this look like in the everyday? It doesn't always take grand gestures. Sometimes it's the smallest things that anchor us back to one another. It's the eye contact that says, I see you. It's listening with your whole body, not just your ears. It's choosing to set the phone aside so the person across from you knows they matter more than whatever's on your screen. It's a handwritten note slipped onto a desk, a smile shared with a stranger passing by, a meal where laughter fills the space louder than notifications ever could. And yet, here's the challenge: the world pulls at our attention every second. Constant checking, endless notifications, the pressure of always being on. And slowly, without noticing, we hand away the most precious gift we have: our presence. There's even a word for it now: phubbing. Ignoring someone we love, not out of cruelty, but because we've been swallowed whole by the glow of a device. One little glance, one little buzz, and suddenly we're gone, even if we're sitting right there. And that tiny theft of presence adds up, and it leaves people feeling unseen. And presence is one of the most profound gifts you can ever give. And what do we do with that presence? We deepen it. Because people aren't searching for more small talk. We are starving for real connection, for conversations where it's safe to be vulnerable, for trust that says you can show up as yourself here and you're still loved. That's where empathy is born. That's where shared meaning grows. And sometimes presence also means learning to love people the way that they need to be loved. We all know the golden rule: treat others the way we'd like to be treated. But there's something higher than that. There's something called the platinum rule: treat others the way they'd like to be treated. Not everyone speaks the same love language. Some people need words, some need action, some need time, some need touch. But when we honor people in their own language, connection deepens, peace grows. More and more, I hear people asking, how do I be present? How do I create boundaries? How do I choose quality over quantity? Maybe the answer isn't complicated. Maybe it's this simple. Put the phone down. Look someone in the eye. Let them feel your presence. And whisper with your whole being, I'm here. And when you do that, when you choose presence, when you choose to be intentional, something happens. You become the change. Your inner light doesn't just stay inside you, it spills out into your home, into your community, into the spaces you touch. Even the smallest act ripples out further than you will ever see. Like a candle lighting another candle, like a drop in water becoming waves, like roots underground invisible, connecting trees in a forest. And here's the wonder of it: those ripples don't just touch the people around you, they touch you too. Because connection is not a one-way gift, it's mutual, it circles back. Science even tells us this. Loneliness raises stress, it chips away at our health, it gnaws at our very bodies. But presence, real presence, lowers that burden. It softens us and strengthens us. Connection is medicine, even if it isn't bottled. Think about it. A single hug can lower your heart rate. A moment of laughter can shift the chemicals in your brain. A conversation where you feel truly seen can change the entire rhythm of your day. That's not poetic exaggeration. That's biology. We're wired for this. Because connection isn't just emotional, it's elemental. It's written into our design as human beings. And when I talk about how our lungs mirror the trees, how our veins mirror the rivers, or how our neurons spark like lightning in the sky, it's a reminder that creation itself is whispering, "You were never meant to be alone." That's what your presence can be, not just a ripple, but part of the great rhythm that connects us all. We've wandered through the overcomplication of life. We've named the illusion of connection that so often leaves us lonely. We've remembered the building blocks: the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, that helps us move forward by reflecting backward. We've talked about helplessness and how hope is born in the spaces closest to us. We've looked at the little practices that keep us rooted: the eye contact, the presence, the platinum rule, and we've seen how even the smallest act ripples outward, from one heart to another, to the great interconnected rhythm of the world. So, where does that leave us? It leaves us here with a choice. In a world of noise, will you choose connection? In a world of division, will you choose love? Because the only thing that truly matters, the thread tying all of this together, is love. And not love as an idea, but love as a practice, love as a rhythm, love as a decision you make in every who, what, when, where, and why of your life. I want to offer you a gentle challenge. Love yourself. Love others. Connect fully with people, not with fragments, not with narratives that strip away honesty, but with the fullness of who they really are. Craft conversations rooted in peace, not debates built on winning, not passive docility, but dignity, not argument, but understanding. And let it be practical, too. Pick one act this week. Call someone you've drifted from. Write a note. Plant something in the earth. Step outside and look at the trees that breathe with your lungs, the rivers that flow like your veins, the lightning that sparks like your thoughts. And remember, you are part of this great story. This week, create one space of peace and connection around you. Just one. Your home, your workplace, even just your own heart. Fill it with kindness and let it ripple outward. Because if we each do that, if we each light the space we're standing in, the world cannot help but heal. And thank you for being here with me today. If this message touched something in you, please like, subscribe, and share, not just to grow this channel, but because maybe together we can help and inspire each other. And maybe we can remind the world that connection matters, that love matters, that we matter to one another. I'm Amy. This is Amy's View Unscripted, and I'll see you Monday for another money moment. Then look at life in motion again next Friday. Until then, and after, be kind to one another, and may you be at peace.